Having run as high as second earlier in the race, the 4 Abu Dhabi racing boat has been losing pace over the last few laps, and they're being caught rapidly by 19 Pro Marine. As you can see, with a distinct lack of top-end speed, they're virtually sitting ducks as the big American boat eats up their advantage and picks up 4th place with just a few laps remaining. On board with Pro Marine, and there's Gary Ballow hard on the throttle, 20 years of experience under his belt. And together with driver Paul Whittier, he'll no doubt be one of the main contenders for this inaugural XCAT series. Some way behind the Pro Marine boat, we've got the distinctive orange paintwork of La Vida Loca. They're still running in 6th place, but for the remainder, they're going to have to push hard to stay in front of Kingfisher. At 7 years old, it might not be the freshest boat in the race, but with new engines and new gearboxes, the British team are on the pace and gaining on the Italians. Meanwhile, the top 3 continue to bunch up into the hairpin turn with the gap smaller than ever. And then suddenly a problem for Fazza as they run wide. Dalma Marine don't need a second invitation, and they charge through up to 2nd place. And it's all going off here as there's more side-by-side action further down the top 10. The green and red 24 boat of Papisa Yamame thundering past fellow Italians Wind of Rome after a strong run through the field. A little further back, here's one of the local Emirates-based teams, 22 Spirit of U.A.E. Just outside the top 10, this one's throttled by Mohammed Jabara Al-Mara and driven by Class 1 racer Ahmed Al-Suwaidi. Our latest look at the virtual eye tracker tells us that they got themselves up into 2nd place. Dalma Marine are now right on the tail of Qatar 94. Again, the leaders struggling for top-end speed, and they just can't do anything to stop the one boat coming through. A view from the rear facing onboard of Dalma Marine confirms that the Qatar boat has dropped behind. For the first time since the opening 50 metres or so of the race, the reigning champions have their noses in front. Their charge back through the top 5 complete, and timed very well indeed, because with just a couple of laps to go, there might not be enough time for Qatar to respond. Oh, and that's Carpisa that's ground to a halt, but it just got itself up inside the top 10, and that's cruel luck. Stark contrast to the new race leaders as the one boat whistles past. Rashid Al-Mari and Salim Fadel Al-Hamli now on course to secure victory on home waters. And there still might be some time for drama, because the black boat of Fazza in 3rd place seems to have some kind of problem that's dropped them right back into the clutches of Pro Marine. The Americans have been consistently quick in the second half of this race, and a podium finish which seemed unlikely 4 or 5 laps ago is now just in front of them. And there you can see Fazza is an ailing boat, and Pro Marine are surely going to snatch that 3rd place and finish where they started the race. If your equipment's strong and you've got 2 fit men in the cockpit, there really are some gains to be made in the closing laps of these tough races, and there you go, Pro Marine are indeed back up to 3rd. Meanwhile, Dalma Marine have simply romped away since retaking the lead. The Qatar boat definitely not on full song, and with the team perhaps opting to settle for 2nd place, the gap between the two has quickly opened up to around 1,100 metres. Both well clear of Pro Marine, so it looks like the order has finally settled down with the checkered flag now imminent. Although the mechanical problem's coming thick and fast now. This time it's the 12 boat of Al-Quoz that's lost power and might struggle to make it home. And with the likes of Abu Dhabi Racing and Fazza both slipping back in the final 3rd of the race, La Vida Loca is another team that's picked up some late positions, now up to 4th. But this is the team of the day, Dalma Marine over 25 seconds clear, as Rashid Al-Mari and Salim Fadel Al-Hamli win the first ever XCAT race. And a great effort by Khalid Al-Shamlan and Mohammed Al-Nasser in Qatar 94. 2nd place today after leading the majority of the race. Confirmation of the final results then, Dalma Marine, Qatar 94, Pro Marine and La Vida Loca in the top 4, Kingfisher 5th, Fazza dropping back to 6th with that late problem, ahead of Savitsi Fondiari and Wind of Rome.
This race, it will good weather and good course, and we feel first to start there is some pressure for some boat. We wait until we catch one by one until I finish with number 1.
A hugely successful start to the new XCAT season then, with a bright future ahead, as Saeed Hareb, WPPA President, explains.
And we believe this is a future class because the number of the boat which we participating compared where we start with 6-liter class 3 is 10 boat. Today we are 22, it's supposed to be 25. Definitely that's mean the number with the future will be increased and increased.
So XCAT is off to a flying start, and it's set to get even more exciting as we head to round 2 of the series at Abu Dhabi. For that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.